brilliance. I believe each and every child is a genius. And I strongly believe that, each and every child should be treated as a fresh, as a new, as an individual life, not the same pattern and not the same things to be repeated with them. So today I have with me Mr. Rajiv Agrawal, and he is also very passionate about working with kids. He believes in he works in for kids. He want to work to make them champions. So I welcome you, Rajiv ji, and I'll also request you to introduce yourself to share you with everyone about what do you do and who you are.
Thank you, Dr. Lalita. I am Dr. Rajiv Agarwal, and I am life coach and wealth coach, helping people to improve their mindset and also how to become financially independent in life. So this is my background. I am PhD in finance. I have worked with United Nations for 35 years and corporate sectors in India for also more than 20 years. And I am dealing mainly with people and finance
Yes.
is my.
But today he is going to tell us about the finance that we all have, most precious finance, that is our kids. And today what we are going to discuss here is a very wonderful topic, how to talk to your kids. Because just listen it carefully, because nowadays what is happening, that parents are talking to the kids, but the major problem, one of the major problems is they are not listening to them, or they are arrogant, or they are stubborn. So why is that problem? There is something which we are going to share, that how to talk so that kids will listen from you. This is what we are going to discuss today. Rajiv ji, what do you think? Like, why, first of all, I want to discuss with you, like, what do you think, why the kids are not listening to the adults or to the parents or to the family?
You know, one major thing which creates a problem is that we elders talk in a same way, the way we talk to our boss or our colleague or our uh, family members, and same way we start talking to our children.
Yes.
So that becomes a big problem, that when they are smaller in age and
Hmm.
they are not equal to some other person, or when your age gap is like 25 years, 30 years, so you can't talk to them in the same way. So you
Hmm.
have to understand and go to the level of children, and
Hmm.
then think from their perspective, and then
Hmm.
start talking to them.
Right.
So
Means we
that
need
will
to go
make a
to
major
their
difference.
age and their level.
Yeah, we have to go to their level. They can't come to our level, because of our
Hmm.
experience and our communication skills. We should understand this, that whenever we have to talk something which is
Hmm.
not casual in nature,
Hmm.
and we want to do some conversation with our children, then we
Hmm.
should reach to their level and see that where they are, and how we can be talking as a same level, at same level. This is what I think.
Hmm. Hmm. Right. And what else? Like, I also feel like, one is this thing you are rightly saying, age appropriate. Secondly, I believe every child is different. You know, every child needs a different kind of communication, as the members of the family as well. And other than that, every child is also different. We can't deal with all the kids in one manner. They have some
Correct.
special needs, they have some special ways to be dealt with. And additionally, like, we, maybe because of our busy schedule, or maybe because of our upbringing, or maybe because of so many things altogether, we believe that they should just listen us. Okay, we want, like the last generation wanted from us, and we do not have any choice to say yes, no, why, how, asking any questions. So we expect the same from this generation as well. Like, as adults we say, maine bol diya matlab bol diya, do it. They have this kind of mindset. And when a child is asking why, when, and no, not listening, so they start screaming and shouting on the child, and then automatically the child also does the same, vice versa. Slowly,
Correct.
slowly, 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 that habit just inbuilt in the child of answering same and not listening and going towards the stubbornness.
You rightly said that I was saying we should reach to the level of children.
Hmm.
That means what I was trying to say is that we have to assess to whom we are talking and
Hmm.
about what we are talking.
Hmm.
And this conversation is starting after some situation, or it is a
Hmm.
like friendly conversation we are doing with the child.
Hmm.
It depends on from where we are coming to this conversation.
Hmm.
Definitely, listening is the first skill which we have to show from our side, that we give full opportunity to child to come
Hmm.
and explain what he want to say.
Hmm.
We should listen with empathy. We should be not interfering in what he want to say. We try to dig out from him, maybe asking the relevant questions so that he can
Hmm.
be more clear in what he want to say. And we try to come to a conclusion, and in conversation and asking questions we should reach to one point, that which is a common point which he want to talk and we want to understand from him. So if there
Yes.
are more than one point, we park the other points separately to talk separately. Let us start one by one. Then
Hmm.
listen all his point of view on that point. When
Hmm.
he is exhausted, you poke him with some questions, that so that he, even if he has some different perspective about the same question, he should come out. So
Hmm.
now you have given him ample opportunity to speak, and you are listening. And you are listening not to judge. You are listening to understand what he want to say
Hmm.
clearly.
Right.
And
And
now,
also asking questions, Rajivji, I just want to interrupt. Like, generally, I have observed the conversations among the kids and parents, that a parent will ask the questions where there are very short answers to it. Yes, no, okay, not okay. Means very short questions. However, in conversations, even if they want to take a yes or no from the child, they should go for open ended questions where
yes,
that the
correct.
child is getting an opportunity to say or to tell what is, because this not listening and this frustration comes when a child want to express. One, they don't have words. Okay, because we as an adults, I have seen in adults also, they also find it difficult to share their feelings. They don't have words how to say that I'm feeling this or I'm not feeling this. So the child anyway, first frustration is, or first negativity is, that they don't know how to express. They don't have words, vocabulary, or maybe they don't understand their emotion. Secondly, they are not given the chance by adults or by parents to speak. So asking those open ended questions in your discussions, only saying the sentence sirf ha ya na, we generally say this is a very common sentence which is most
I know,
frequently
I know,
used,
I know from where you are coming. That's what I
right?
was saying. I am not asking questions to guide the discussion. I am saying
Yes.
I am only asking probing questions so that he can clarify himself well. So
Right,
that is what I
right.
was saying.
And like not listening or screaming are just the symptoms of something. They are not the cause. They are the
Correct.
symptoms we are able to see. Cause is something at the back, at the back end. We just need to find that out. And if we will not ask open-ended question, we'll go in yes and no mode, okay and not okay mode, and mode, then it
That,
is not going to
yeah,
work at
yeah,
all.
yeah. Correct. That will be like he will assume that you don't want to conclude anything. You just want to reach to the conclusion which you already have decided. So we
Yes.
don't have to give that impression to him ever.
Right. Right.
So when we ask question, it should be very simple language which he can understand. Very few words are not big sentences. It should be very clear and small sentence or word which he understands well and connect with what he is asking before. So
Mm.
he can sequentially ask something which or say something which he want to say. So we are guiding him to increase what he want to say instead of stopping him to say or changing his direction. We don't want to change his direction. We want him to clearly explain or express what he want to say.
And also, Rajiv ji, I I would laugh, or what should I say? I don't know. But like it happened with us also, with our generation, and same we expect from next generation. What used to happen when we were kids? Our grandfather is speaking, or our father is speaking, or our maybe mother is speaking, and we are not allowed to speak even a single sentence. And that entire teenage or childhood or pre-adulthood we spent in just listening, not answering at all, right? And
Correct,
same
correct.
is the case now. We look forward when two parents are parent and child is communicating. We try that most of the time parent should communicate and child just sit and listen.
That can't work.
That's not, that can't work, and that is because of the child is not listening you. That lecture now, we used to say, oh my god, ye lecture shuru ho gaya. You remember, even the teachers, we used to say not about teaching, but
Correct,
जब कुछ
correct,
गलती
correct.
हो गई, कुछ भी हो गया, and they want to tell, वो lecture शुरू हो जाता था,
I don't want to
right?
listen
That
your
is
lecture again.
lecture,
That is what they
right?
say.
ये बच्चों का एक टिपिकल सेंटेंस, अरे भगवान, अभी छोटे छोटे बच्चे बोलते हैं, लाइक दे ऑल्सो
Correct, correct.
अंडरस्टैंड कि अरे बाबा लेक्चर शुरू हो गया.
I know this tape. He says, I know this tape. Don't repeat it.
सो एंड ऑल्सो वो जो इतना लंबा लंबा भाषण है, इतना लॉन्ग लेक्चर इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी इफेक्टिव एट ऑल. And if continuously it is happening, after some time the weightage of your words will go in vain,
Vanish.
right? So if there are, yeah, it will vanish. Also, if every time you are shouting and screaming and same lecture every time, why did you do this, why did you do that, so the
So
child is not at all.
it is like we should never start or end with criticism.
Yes.
If we are
And don't.
criticizing every time we are talking to child and never appreciating what he has done or he is doing, then it will always end into a deadlock. It will never
And
resolve
Rajiv,
any
in
issue.
in typical scenario, if you will see, I call it rote parenting. Sorry, rote parenting. If you will see, typically, just now you said one sentence. If you can repeat it, your last sentence, can you repeat?
I'm saying that if we only criticize or
Criticize. Yes.
never
This is what.
never appreciate,
Yeah. Majorly, the parent-child conversation takes place when a child commits a mistake. If he's
yeah,
playing happily, he's normal, doing everything fine,
then
there is
there's no
no
discussion.
need of conversation and communication. 90% of the time, the communication of child and parent is when child has done something, and according to parent that is wrong, criticism starts the conversation.
Correct, correct, correct. That should not
Criticism
happen.
is basic of communication, reason of communication.
And we should not only be not criticizing, but we should be appreciating what he did in the similar circumstances before.
Right.
So we should say that in the same circumstances, last time you behaved like this, and
Oh
which
my
was
God.
okay.
I hate this sentence. Me and my brother and my mother will always say, मैंने कहा था, तुमने नहीं सुना, और तूने तब भी यही किया था, अब भी यही करोगे. And I hate it. I hate it like anything. हर बार पुराने एग्जाम्पल को उठा के ले आना, लाइक ओ माय गॉड, ये कौन सी हमने गलती कर दी जीवन की यहाँ पे ऐसा करके, राइट? एंड दैट्स रियली फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग. और फिर आप उसके बाद ये सेंटेंस बोल के आप कुछ भी बोल रहे हो, सिर में कुछ नहीं घुसने वाला है, सब कुछ सिर
He
के
will never
ऊपर से
listen.
जाएगा.
Correct,
Will never
correct.
listen. This is one more sentence you brought it forward कि past के बारे में बात करके, और तुम secondly labeling ना, labeling also, तुम तो हमेशा
हाँ,
ऐसे ही करते हो.
ऐसे
So
ही है.
at a
That is not
stage
good.
child start saying, I also used to feel, अरे भाई जब आपको मालूम है मैं ऐसा ही करती हूँ तो बोल क्यों रहे हो फिर?
फिर बोल क्यों रहे हो? So we have to reinforce positive behaviors. of
Yes,
his to remind
reinforcement.
that you should always be positive in doing the things. Then you will never
Yes.
be criticized by anyone.
See, Rajivji, you have brought very beautiful point. Positive reinforcement is also the strongest tool. I personally believe in geniusology that positive reinforcement is the best tool that can bring discipline in your child
Correct.
instead of punishing or shouting on them. And it's it may seem you very big, but if you shift your mind as a parent, it will be like this. Your
Correct.
every sentence, you just need to tweak the sentence. For example, I say to my child, just get ready quickly, we need to reach to school on time. Okay? Or I say, you get every day late. Just get ready, you get late every day. My one is this sentence. Second sentence is, oh wow, get ready, you will get 5 minutes to play in the school if you will get ready on time.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Sentence is same.
Change
Purpose is
everything.
same. Only positive reinforcement.
Correct. And one more thing I will say, that when you are saying this is very true, that we should show him the positive aspects of why we are saying to go early in the school. By
Yeah.
saying that you will find more time to play there or talk to your friends before the classes. So I'm
Yes.
saying another thing, that instead of just imposing what you want to achieve out of the discussion, you should
Hmm.
be able to give him choices.
Hmm.
So you build your conclusion on two, three choices of slightly different in nature, so that he feels that he is selecting what he want to do, instead of you have
Right.
imposed what
So
you
true.
wanted to get it done.
Yes, because many of the, jhagda and, ladai and the child is not listening at home happens only on this. You will do this and in this specific way only. We want to fit the child in the frame or actions what our brain thinks, that he should be like a robot, and the child is not a robot.
Correct.
And it is a very good
Correct.
say also that a child, you know we should teach the child what to do, not how to do, right?
Correct.
We should show them the path, we should show them their purpose. It's not life purpose of life, it can be a small goal, a chota sa
Correct.
thing,
Correct.
but we
It is
can help
choices.
them to, yes, we can help them to find out what they want to do, but never tell them the way to do. Let them find their ways out, they have
Their
new
own way.
ways.
Let them find their own way. And when we
Yeah,
are
let
telling
them
them
find it.
choices, we should be not serious in nature. We should be humorous and telling them very, very good mood or happy mood, or bringing him to the happy state of mind. Then we give him choices and then he choose from those choices. So,
Hmm.
changing the situation from fighting or criticism to humorous, and we
Right.
should never be uh, pinching him or saying something and meaning is something different. So we should never be talking in a
Yes.
scarcity way, so that we say what we want to achieve instead of saying something
Right.
and want something else. So that
And
also create confusion for the next time. Child will never talk to
create.
you. You know what he
Right.
want and what he don't want.
Yes. And these are very common behaviors of ours as parent. Okay, if you will do this, I'll not talk to you. Okay, if you will do this, I'll send you out from home. Okay, if you will not do this, I'll do this. We clearly speak such sentences which should not be spoken clearly, and we
It should
don't
not be
speak
spoken.
those sentences clearly which should be spoken clearly, right?
Correct, correct,
A
correct.
small child, I'll send you out from home. Can you imagine what is going on in his brain? And if not, you are saying it every day and you are not doing it, it means you say it just like that. Okay, that's what you are trying to say, I think. That what you say, that should mean to the child. Say something that you are really abide to do. But we are
We are
not
really
suggesting
interested
here
in.
you are saying we'll send you out from home and you should send the child. No, we are saying reframe your sentences.
Correct,
Saying to
correct.
child we'll send you out from home is a big sentence, very big sentence. And if a child, then again, Rajiv ji, like every child is different. If a child is very sensitive, हो सकता है उसको पूरी रात नींद ना आए, or that
Correct,
child may be
correct,
having
correct.
the fear in heart. We have seen many cases, na, चूहों के कमरे में तुमको बंद कर देंगे, बाथरूम में बंद कर देंगे.
Correct,
These
correct, correct.
sentences are
That cannot work.
affecting the kids. Maybe some kids are rough and tough and fine, but there are some kids who are really sensitive, and for them, speaking such sentences can affect them lifelong. Because I met a lady, and then she told me, like, up to a age, in fact, up to a age, she was not able to close the door of the bathroom and could take bath.
Wow.
She had that fear. My own mother, storeroom. I only did this stupid activity in my childhood. It was a small room where we used to live, and there was a store, and store was kitchen that time. So one day there was some argument between me and my mother, and I was like, she is going to beat me. So I bolted the
Inside.
that kitchen out, them inside, and the gas one was on, and there was milk on the gas. So what
Wow.
happened, she started feeling giddiness. Okay, then fortunately,
Correct.
and my sister was also there along with her. So
Oh,
earlier she said, no mummy, nothing is happening. After 5 minutes she also started feeling that, and then
correct,
they
correct.
started beating the door. Fortunately, I opened the door and I ran out. After that, now my mother, neither she can sit in the car without glass
Correct.
closed, nor in a storeroom. So this is a small thing, I'm telling you.
Correct.
She's an adult, she was an adult, I was a child. This is the
Right.
effect of something on her. Then imagine about a child, how it can affect a child.
Very true. Very true. I will
So
say
we
one
should
more thing
really be
here.
careful about our words. Hmm.
Yeah, very careful. I will say one more thing here, that when we are talking to child, we should not try to solve all the problem in the same conversation. We start with
Yes.
some conversation of some particular issue, so we should stick to
Hmm.
that issue only, instead
Hmm.
of we try to dig out old issues and try to solve all those conversations and want child to be ensured to understood everything, whether it was a
Yes.
problem today or not. We try to dig
And
out
it's
everything and impose on him that you must do this, you must do this, you must do this, which children will
and it
never
ends
like.
with nothing. It ends with
It ends with
nothing, and
nothing.
they listen nothing out of it.
Correct, correct. So it is like started giving lecture after you have achieved your objective, and child has selected the choice, and now you are clear that okay, this conversation should end, and you should end that
Hmm.
conversation in a happy note by hugging him or by telling him that okay, you are a very good boy. I know you
Hmm.
have understood it very well, and clarify that what he has understood and what he was wanted to say on the same thing, not on
Hmm.
many other things added there. So let us stick to
Hmm.
one thing to be clarified in one conversation. That
Right.
will help
And
him
in
achieve it.
this, and after this, Rajiv ji, if a parent is not satisfied himself or herself, that I wanted to tell him everything, and still he has not understood. Okay. After that, the parent's ego. I'm sorry, I'm using this, but yes, it's a parent ego. How dare my child doing that?
Correct, correct,
And if a child scream or shout or not listening, more than that, the parents start shouting.
correct, correct, correct,
They need to keep calm. They are kids, they are learning, and slowly they will learn. They may be wrong sometime, they are kids. We adults
correct.
also commit mistakes. We also don't listen so many things to our boss, to our parents, to everyone. We are also not listening. How come they are different than us? They are also human beings. We need to give that space to them,
100%. We should give
isn't it?
that space. And one more thing, that when we have one child and we are solving one problem of one child, the person talking to him should also be one. Instead of sitting
Yes.
entire family and talking to one
Oh
child
my
is cannot
God.
work.
Yes, this is another thing. Oh, if you have committed a mistake, then you are a victim for 2, 3 days. Everyone, now it's changing a little. Otherwise, with us, it was first mother, then maybe some chacha, taya, whosoever is
All
coming.
are there.
Everyone is talking about the same thing, right? And we used to feel, oh my god, theek hai bhai, ho gaya, it's okay, I'll improve, I'll do it. So everyone start giving directions, and this is a
Yes,
very serious point also, Rajiv
very
ji.
serious point.
Like, uh, for example, generally when there are in the family members, if for example a mother is saying something, right, to the child, then father will also start coming up,
Same thing.
right? Then someone else will also be coming up. It should not happen.
It should
कभी
not.
मैंने एक किसी से सुना था, it's a very good say, I always keep in mind for everyone, कि ना वो पुलिस वाला काम करते हैं. तो आई यूज टू से, पुलिस वाला क्या काम करते हैं?
पुलिस वाला
कि
काम
एक नरम और एक गरम. Means if
वो नहीं
one is
चलता.
strict with the child, is telling, then other one should be, you know, normal. Normal, maybe
Pacifying,
not pampering the child, but be normal at least, कि
pacifying,
उसको
pacifying.
लगेगा.
One is active, one
Yes,
is passive.
right,
But
right. हाँ,
what
if
I what I suggest is, if
hmm,
many of like father, mother, another father or uncle has something to say, let them discuss first among themselves and reach
yes,
to a conclusion. What are the points to be talked to the child and what is the center point of conversation with child? Then one of them
right.
talk to him, whether it is one father or mother or somebody else. Then other should never interfere in that.
Whosoever the child connects more, or child feel more comfortable, or child can
Yes,
also
yes.
share his opinion or his point of view. Only
Free.
one person or two people, like separately, one person has communicated, then the other one after a few days to take feedback, or anyway just can bring it into communication. But best thing is one person should communicate about something at one time. And the
Correct, correct.
pointers you rightly said, Rajiv ji, this is a point I wanted to highlight, that ek naram ek garam, we should not misuse that, कि हाँ मैं
हाँ
डांट रहा हूँ, तुम उसके साथ में वो कर रहे हो. Child also take advantage of that. Naram means you
correct.
just be quiet, just listen, but your statements will go the way the other one is giving. But the manner can change, the way can change. You can be even more polite, you can be more positive reinforced, you can be more open to the child. Only that should be the thing, but the statement should not change,
Correct,
right?
correct. And if
Yeah.
child in his communication says that this point is to be clarified by somebody else,
Hmm.
then you can give opportunity to the other person to come and speak about what he wanted to say, his
Yes.
opinion about that. With child, when child is requesting,
Hmm.
because then it will make sense for both that okay, he has to say something, let him come and say. Then after
and
putting his point, he should go. Instead of start communicating now, you are to started communicating with him.
and this is also a set of communication, Rajiv ji. I would like to bring it a very beautiful point which I learned from my mentor, Mr. Ravinder Dangi, when initially I started my career. And at a very young age, I got opportunity to go up, uh, like by grace of God and his guidance and by my hard work, I must say. So one day I was asking him few things, because I was too young and there were challenges around me, कि इतना जल्दी कैसे successful हो गए, and that's such kind of environment. So I was just discussing with him like how to handle and this and that. So he suggested me something I would like to share here. He told me,
Yes,
now you are sitting in such a position, that's a great responsibility, because being a teacher and then the principal or vice principal of a school, it's a huge responsibility. So you need to be role model. Just keep one thing in your mind, that as and when there is a conflict with a teacher and you need to resolve, maybe the teacher has answered you only back, but when you are resolving that issue, keep yourself as a third person and talk as a third person perspective, that you are a neutral person and one is a teacher and your opposite is the other you sitting, and then think about that and talk about it. And I think that is very powerful. I always applied this in my life. It's a very core and strong pillar of my personality, I believe. Then I was never biased to anyone, even if it is my
correct,
mistake, I'm okay to say sorry. In the same way, when the parents start conversation, the child is young, he can be in the mode of blame, but the parent should not be. They should sit
correct,
after some time when everything is calmed down. They can sit and talk in again a neutral manner, and
correct,
with ease. And when we start talking, so the same heat comes back from that conversation. Instead of that, we need to keep calm. We will use all those words the child has used. We will talk about all the things that child has converted, the conversation had taken place, but not in the same tone how it happened there. We will
Yes.
speak the same sentences politely and we'll tell, you spoke this, can you understand the meaning of it? Do you understand the depth of it? Should you be using these words? Like,
Hmm.
our voice and volume should be
Very
very
low,
polite and
very
a
polite.
third person perspective, because sometimes our parent ego also comes, why should I talk to you? You did this to me, I'll not talk to you. So it should not happen like that.
Correct. And never bring the old issues in this conversation.
वो
That
तो
is a
भाई रोक ही
negative.
नहीं सकते हैं, तुमने तब ये किया था, फिर तुमने ये किया था, फिर तुमने ये किया था, फिर तुमने ये किया था, उसके बाद तो
Never.
कन्वर्सेशन शुरू होता है.
No, no, no. That should never happen. We should always boundary our discussion with him first. And we should
Hmm,
never bring old issues or future issues in between the discussion. That will
right.
help him also to clearly speak and also you to empathically listen and suggest something good. So it will be good for both. And also, when you are talking to him, when you are listening, you are empathetic. When you are talking to him, you should be using very clear words and use more of verbal communication instead of words will help him to
Yes,
understand in much better way, because in the
yes,
that age they are able to understand very clearly. If we show them something or show with hands or express them with non-verbal things, they will understand very clearly. And maybe when we use dictionary words or some complicated words, they will even
they
understand. They
don't
will listen to
visit.
it, but they will not understand them. So
Yes,
it should be
like
very
I'll give you a small
clear.
example. When we used to play in my childhood, when he used to come back, so my mother was a different person. Like, he will speak so many things and everything will go beyond. And my father used to say one sentence, Rajiv ji, to me and my brother when he used to come late. Can you see any bird in the sky? No. Can you see anything in the sky? No. The animals and birds also know when to go home back. Are you human beings or worse than them? And after that, that
So
one sentence, simple sentence, will always, drag us back on time at home.
correct, correct.
So
So
simple
how simple, how
sentences.
clear, very clear example, very clear story. So why a child will not understand such a communication? Tell me.
And even
And
today, I'm telling you that
yeah,
story.
even today you are remembering that, okay, this was the message in that communication. So that is
Yeah.
what we should be able to understand and communicate with our young generation.
Children.
So that will make them
Yes.
very happy. And we should
Yes.
always become friend. When this is very popular that when sons start wearing the same size of shoes, you should treat him
Yes.
as a friend.
As a friend.
I,
Right.
I am telling you that when I started my conversation, that we should reach to the level of a child when we are talking to them. So
Hmm.
I'm saying we should always treat him as a friend when we are talking instead of showing our authority as a elder or father or mother. So that
Right.
authority we should leave apart and start communicating with him as a friend at his level. Then
And
our
it also
communication
gives them
will
a
be
sense of responsibility, Rajiv ji. It also gives them a sense of responsibility that, oh, I am being
correct,
treated like this, so how can I do this, or I should not do that. So
correct,
they
correct,
try
correct.
to,
Understand well.
do. Yes, yes, yes. Right. True, true. Yes. So before we end, Rajiv ji, what is your last message for the day for the same, that how parents can, help the child so that they listen to them?
Listen to understand instead of judging
Hmm.
is the one
Right.
key, which if parents understand this, then there will be no fight between parent and child.
Strongly agree, Rajiv ji. If they
Empathy
just
listening.
listen and don't react, just listen. I have done it with my child so many times. He will sometime, will do this and do that and do that, and I will just keep on listening, and will not react. When he's, empathy, then he will calm down himself. And then I'll talk to him. Okay, after 5-10 minutes, just go and drink water. And now, can we actually talk? What exactly you want? What is the problem?
Correct, correct,
So
correct.
automatically, that, but if he is coming with that, level. And if I'll also say, how are you talking and what are you saying? I did this for you, I did that for you. Don't do it. If I'll start doing, he will also do the same.
But you know, one principle of empathy listening is you should never give impression that you are silent and you have no expression on your face. You have he can't understand whether you are silent because of
Judgment.
angriness or because of
Again,
no
judging.
reaction.
We want him to express his feelings also how we want, not how
Ah,
the child wants. We want
correct.
you show us anger like this. Your angle should be as I was watching a video one day for Miss India or Miss Universe. When they prepare, there are four kind of smiles. You cannot show your gums. Okay, so I was like, oh my god. So we want the kids like that, that you can't smile. You, if you want to show anger, be like this. If you want to show happiness, be like this. They have their own way of showing emotions, and let them express the way they want. It's our duty to understand them,
and
right?
and they should feel that we are understanding it, and
Yes.
wherever we need to speak one or two words to encourage them to continue to speak, we should say.
Right. Right.
Instead of saying something out of the context, we should say them or repeat whatever he has said, one sentence or one word. That is what empathy is. Even in our conversation with elders, what empathy is, that the person who is speaking should not get the impression that we are not listening to him and we are just keeping quiet.
Hmm.
So that we
Right.
should able to understand, we should show him either through our feelings or through our expression or through our questions that we are understanding what he is saying.
Yes. So so true. So true. Like children understand the language of your eyes. You know,
Correct.
many a times it happens. Like I'll be very frank here. My husband and my son, if they have some conflict, he will say, Mama, this is happening. And he will look at my face. If I'll say,
He want
he will
response
do
from
it.
you.
He will do it. And if I say, he understands. The
Correct.
kids
Correct.
have that smartness. And
Very
I
true.
may, in this context, Rajivji, I always make a point with him that if he's committing a mistake or he's sharing something with me and there is something wrong he has done, I never correct him right there. This is something
Ah,
all the parents do. If he tells
correct.
me, Mama, I was doing this, I was doing this, I was doing this, and I'll say, Oh, you did this, this was wrong, you could have done it, then conversation will end there.
Correct. Correct.
So
We
what
should
I
have.
used to do, yes, I let him complete. And after
Ah,
that conversation is complete, after some time, maybe evening, maybe morning, maybe going somewhere with him,
correct. Correct.
then I'll bring that conversation, that thing in the conversation, and then I'll say, "Ha, aisa hua tha na." I'll tell a story indirectly, and then I'll bring him to the connect that you did like indirectly. I'll bring him to the conclusion that that happened was not correct, and how do you feel that could be better. So he never felt I'm being authorized on him or I'm just giving him lecture or I'm instructing him. Then it comes in the form of the conversation and sharing
Very true.
remains. Otherwise,
Very
next time
true.
will not share his feelings or his things with you because he know if there is any mistake, that feeling of judgment would be there in their brain. That if there will be any mistake, my mother will start correcting me or will give me a lecture again.
And when we have to cultivate some values in our children, we should not wait for this conversation or happening of some event. That is a continuous process, while eating, while sleeping, while doing something else. We should always keep on cultivating the values. That is what
Yes.
Hindu system is.
Hmm.
What is that is what joint family function is.
Yes. Right. But what happens here, we want now, like we specifically want to teach it as a curriculum at home. Now you will not do this. Now you will not do that. So that is obviously is really, I mean, a question mark. And then parents say children are not listening to us. Come on, you are not listening them at all. They are still listening you more than whatever you speak.
Correct,
Right?
correct,
Still
correct.
parents are speaking more and kids are speaking less.
Very true,
Fine,
Dr.
Rajiv
Lalita.
ji.
It was
So
very wonderful opportunity you gave to express my views for children.
it I think it's the opportunity for all of us who are listening us, and for both of us, because we always learn and gain something out of the conversation. Thank you so much, Rajiv ji, for coming and sparing your time. Thanks a lot.
Very.
So
Thank you,
parents,
Dr. Lalita.
thank you, Rajiv ji. So parents, how to talk so kids will listen. I think the session was a great insight if you will understand in depth. Still have any question, please put up your question. We would love to answer them. And the message I want to leave to you at the end is how to talk so kids will listen. How to talk so kids will listen. And listen so that kids can talk. You will
Correct.
talking if you will start listening. With this, I would like to end up the session. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much,
Thank
Rajiv
you.
ji. We'll see you again. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Thanks. Thank you.